Target and the police caught the scammer. I was leaving Target where I work when my coworker called security on a suspicious lady. I went to my car and noticed my purse was missing after the lady had left. I looked at the security footage and it showed her getting into my car and taking my entire purse. We called the police and they made her give up my stuff. She somehow tried to go shopping with one of my credit cards, but it didn't go through. A guy took me to Denny's for the first date. One of my friends from high school later ended up asking me on a date. I got dressed kind of nice and he picked me up. We pulled up to a Denny's when he said he wasn't hungry anymore. After talking in the car, I found out he was pretty misogynistic, but I was just mad because I was hungry. I got catfished big time. My school was pretty small, but my freshman year, I dated someone in another class for maybe 2 days. I broke up with him and I think he was extra salty about it. And then one day, I get a text message from a number that's not in my contacts and it's a totally different area code. They said my ex gave them my number because they think we would make a good couple. Really confused, I asked him to send a selfie and he does, and he's really cute. We talked on and off for over a year. He even sent me really expensive gifts and even money. Till one day, he says he needs to tell me something really important. He wasn't the person in the picture and he was maybe 6 to 8 years older than he said he was. I was literally a victim. His story was meant to be funny, but on a serious note, never give anyone you don't know your personal information. I caught 2 girls stealing $600. I saw 2 girls who looked like they were plotting something while I was working one night. They kept suspiciously looking at me and they had 2 cards full of stuff. Something was gonna go down. The girls ran out of the door to the street. But security caught them. My cousin got caught stealing from Claire's and went to jail. Every weekend I used to go to the mall with my cousin and some unnamed family members. One of them was a bad influence and on this day we ran out of money. It was the bad influencer's turn and she dared my cousin to steal something from Claire's. This was obviously a bad idea, but my cousin, only being 13 or 14, tried to put earrings in her pocket. They had mirrors on the ceiling. One of the employees saw and called the mall security. My cousin was obviously caught and they put her inside the jail in the mall. Her dad was called to take her home. Never feel pressured to do anything that you know is morally wrong. I got a lady stealing in the bathroom. 2 ladies that was really sus walked into my work. My manager told me to follow them and they went into the bathroom. When I walked into the bathroom, one of them had the stall open. I literally saw everything and I got really awkward. I completely forgot the mission said sorry and ran to another stall. I sneakily peeked my head under the stall even though it sounded like she was peeing. Things that were sold by our store were on the floor by her purse. Homegirl is definitely stealing. I spit in someone's face. My school was pretty small, but like any other school, we had to wait in line for lunch. I was one of the kids in the front of the line, but one in the back wasn't too happy about it. He decided to cut everyone to the very front, and I decided that I was going to confront him about it. He didn't say a single word and spit directly into my face. I was bullied a lot and super embarrassed that everyone started laughing. So I spit right back in his face with a candy in my mouth, and he decided to go back to the back of the line. This was years ago, and I don't support spitting in people's faces. I catfished my crush. My school was pretty small, but after my senior year, I had a huge crush on this guy that went there with me. But he was actually somewhat friends with my controlling ex-boyfriend who was a few years older than us. I wasn't sure if it was worth the drama to talk to my crush. I wanted to get to know him before I shot my shot. So me and an unnamed family member made a fake Facebook profile. We sent him a request and he almost instantly accepted it. We had an entire background story for the girl in the profile, where she lived, where she went to school, and even her hobbies. He talked to the profile for almost an entire week and then my guilt got to me and I had to delete the profile. After some time, I ended up adding him as me and we ended up dating for a while. He still doesn't know about the profile. This was years ago, okay? I got scammed by a Karen. A lady was buying some clothes with her husband while I was on register at work. Everything seemed normal until she started to pay. She paid in like $30 of change and I had to count like 10 times because she was purposely trying to confuse me. She was short a few dollars and I had to keep recounting because she told me I was wrong. She finally gave me the right amount. She was definitely purposely confusing me because my drawer ended up being short $20. I dated my controlling boyfriend's friend. After my senior year, me and my boyfriend broke up for him being really controlling and sneaky. But we have a problem. I had a crush on someone we would all hang out with at the park. I guess you could say they were friends. He seemed like a much better person than my ex-boyfriend. So I shot my shot and he liked me back. We ended up breaking up for unrelated reasons. I don't know if he ever found out, but they were never super close and my ex-boyfriend cheated on me anyways. I did a piercing on myself behind my mom's back and it got infected. Freshman year, I really wanted a lip piercing but didn't have my mom's money or permission. So I took a safety pin and some hand sanitizer and I pierced it myself. It got infected with pus and swelling, but I kept it in. A creep tried to date me. I went to a really scary neighborhood, but it was the last day to vote for president. A really weird man at the voting center was going around and twerking on girls. He went up and hugged a strange lady beside us and then he looked over at me. As I was leaving, he told me I was his type as I'm walking away with my boyfriend. I deleted text from my dad's phone. As a freshman, my dad was really strict, but I had a toxic boyfriend I would text every day. One day my boyfriend was mad and cussed me out over text. So I cussed him out back, but I accidentally sent the text to my dad. We were in the car when I sent. Luckily, he went in my house to grab something. I knew his password and deleted it. A boy lied about his age to date me. One weekend at the mall, I saw a cute boy and I told my sister to give him my number. He actually texted me and we ended up in a relationship. We were both juniors in high school, but we broke up because it was long distance. He later added me on social media where I found out he was a freshman. I never confronted him, but I guess he thought I'd never give him a chance. Karen was gonna fight me. Karen was mad at my work register because I had to help another customer. She said she was gonna slap the glasses off my face because helping them was rude. I told her I'm sorry that she felt that way and she said she's gonna fight me. We had to call security because she even started beating on the door. Security never came, so I guess I have to watch my bag. I got arrested and almost went to jail. My mom used to let me drive her car to my boyfriend's house before I got my license. One night when I was driving over, a cop pulled me over and arrested me because I only had my permit. Luckily, he called my mom to come pick up her car and he uncuffed me. Never drive without your license. I could've went to jail. I drove a stranger with a weapon home. A stranger was waving people down for a ride while I was driving by a local Taco Bell. I stopped to give her a ride because I thought it was one of my coworkers. When I noticed it wasn't her, it was already too late and the lady had me drive her 40 minutes away. The random lady pulled a coat hanger out of her bed that she uses as a weapon, but at least she didn't kill me. I lied to my toxic boyfriend and dumped him. My freshman year, I dated a boy I didn't know very well to please some of my friends. He treated me like trash and was super clingy and even body shamed me. So I got tired of it and I dumped him. I lied to him and told him it was because my dad didn't like him or didn't want me to have a boyfriend. I should have just told him it was because he was toxic as a kid stole my phone and I caught him. I was walking by my local park when a kid came by and asked to use my phone. He looked innocent and half my age, so I agreed and he ran off with it. I started yelling at him to bring it back and I started crying. He literally paused before he was crossing the street like he was thinking and then he turned around and brought it back to me. I pierced my friend's belly button at school. My senior year, I didn't have many friends, but I did have a bestie in my ceramics class. My bestie really wanted a belly piercing and she was considered cool, everything that I wanted to be. She asked if I would do it for her and the next day I brought a safety pin and some hand sanitizer. She brought a belly ring and I pierced it for her in the school bathroom. Thankfully, it didn't get infected and I don't think her parents found out. My boyfriend was racist. I met someone my junior year who went to my high school on social media. We started hanging out at school and he asked me to be his girlfriend. After some time had passed, I noticed that he had more experience in relationships than me and it made me uncomfortable. So I broke up with him and he called me a bunch of racial slurs, but the funny part is he assumed my race and they were the wrong ones. I caught a creepy man hiding in my garage. Not too long ago when I was home alone, a man tried breaking in through my front door. I was home alone again after when I saw someone on the phone in my garage. I thought it was over the first time after we got cameras, but I left the garage to confront him in my front yard. As I leave to go around to see who's been in my garage, I hear the garage door open. He sadly made it out before I could confront him. My PE teacher body shamed me. When I was a sophomore, I had a PE teacher who used to pick on certain kids in my class. I was one of them and one day we ran the mile and I failed it. She later pulled aside me and some of the other students and said we failed it because we're overweight. I told my mom and she was really mad, but honestly, nothing happened to my teacher. I got caught sneaking out with my secret boyfriend. I used to have my love life from my mom and I had a crush on someone and we started dating. Since my mom had no idea about him, when I snuck out one night and she found out, she was worried. She legit hopped in the car with my little sister to follow my location to see where I could be. Me and my boyfriend ducked when we saw her pulling up to our car. She ended up leaving after she found out I was safe and I wasn't in trouble. The police came to my house. When I was in elementary, everyone in my class who lived in my area's number started with 944. I went to call one of my classmates and instead of dialing 944, I accidentally dialed 911. The police immediately showed up to my house and I had to explain to them and my grandma what happened. I was a side chick. After my senior year, my friends convinced me to date a boy I didn't like back, but he had a secret Instagram. After we got together, I found out and seen him tagged in a girl's photo. I didn't confront him about it until I was using his phone one day and saw flirty text messages from another girl. He apologized and we broke up for other reasons, but I later found out he was dating her the entire time. He was with me first, but hung out with her more, so I don't know, I guess I was the side chick. My Uber driver kidnapped me. I used to take Uber everywhere my Uber driver picked me up to go to Target. But the car in the app was a different car than the one that picked me up. He noticed he wasn't taking any main roads and he went off route. He completed the ride while I was in the car and I got really nervous, but ended up taking me to Target. I have no idea why he did all that. I got kicked out of my friend group over a boy. Freshman year, I was best friends with two sisters and we planned to go see a movie. I was single and they planned to bring a friend I never met who was supposedly my type. When he showed up, it was clear he was not my type. My friends knew that and they were trolling me. But regardless, I gave him a chance and we ended up in a relationship where he treated me like garbage. He cussed me out and called me names, so I dumped him. Because my friends were also friends with him, they kicked me out of our friend group. I was arrested as a teenager. My sophomore year, I was getting ready for bed when I heard someone yelling from outside. Me and my family looked outside and it was the police with guns. We came outside with our hands up and got put in the back of a police car. A random criminal snuck into our house and was hiding and the police thought we were helping them. Two boys at work had a crush on me at the same time. I noticed a really cute boy at one of my very first jobs. And he liked me back. But I already had a guy best friend at the same place. My new boyfriend could tell that my guy best friend liked liked me, but I just couldn't believe it. Until one day, he admitted it, and I had to stop hanging out with him to respect my boyfriend. I got scammed at Walmart. I was shopping at Walmart when a lady who said she was homeless asked me to buy her something to eat. Being nice, I of course said yes and offered to buy her a piece of chicken. She rudely said no, and that she wanted money to buy a whole rotisserie chicken. Because I was only offering to buy her that one piece of chicken, she ended up leaving. I don't even think she was hungry. I got caught choking out my sister. In middle school, my parents left me and my sisters alone to go into the gas station. We were bored playing with things in the car, and I wrapped my sister's seatbelt around her neck as a joke. She was laughing until I tried to take it off, and it only got tighter. My mom was so mad when she came to the car, but she was able to unravel it. I was grounded for weeks. I ran away over a boy and got caught. After senior year, I had a boyfriend, but me and my mom would get in fights because she was really strict. We got into constant fights over me spending time with my boyfriend, and one day I got mad and ran away. After some time had passed, she went out to go look for me. I stupidly went to a park that I always go to. She found me, and I got yelled at even more. I went to the emergency room for rabies from an evil cat. I was going down a familiar road when I saw a bunch of people chasing a cat. The people were trying to save him because he got hit by a car. I wanted to help, and apparently I was the fastest because I caught up with the cat, and he seemed friendly. I went to pick him up, and he completely changed. He turned around and bit me. I went to the emergency room, but they don't check for rabies, so hopefully I don't have it. I got caught cheating in class, and the teacher called my mom. My marine bio teacher was really strict, and we were doing an assignment for a lesson of the day before. I was absent that day, and I didn't know some of the answers, so I asked my friend if she knew. She was yelling the answers to me, but I couldn't really hear her, so she came over and put her paper on my desk. My teacher saw, took the paper, and called my mom to let her know that I was cheating. I was crying at school, but I'm pretty sure that my mom took my side. My first kiss was forced. My freshman year, a kid had a crush on me, and I didn't like him back. But my friend group encouraged me to give him a chance. He asked me out at a local park, and I said no, but my friend group told him that I said yes. After a basketball game, he called me to the park gym. I was so confused when everyone in the gym was around me in a circle. He then grabbed my face and kissed me extremely forcefully. I even pulled away. People even clapped after. I think I need to find better friends. I stole my mom's car and crashed. I was running really late and I didn't have a license or a car. I ran to my mom's room and saw that she was sleeping, but she also didn't work that day. I took her keys and got into the car. I only had 5 minutes. Since I didn't drive much, I backed up super fast and I heard a loud crash. I hit my sister's boyfriend's car that was parked halfway into the driveway. My mom came out and she let me keep the car, but I did have to pay for some damages. My dad has a secret family. My mom used to spend time at my grandparents' house on my dad's side when she found a picture of a baby. My mom had never seen this baby before, so she asked my dad who it was, and he said a family member. She later found out that he completely lied, and that's my dad's son. I had a whole half-brother that she didn't know about. No wonder they broke up. I went to prom with a stranger. My senior year, I knew I wanted to go to prom, but getting a date was questionable. So I thought, since no one asked me, I would go alone. My mom's friend had a cute son who was also going alone and agreed to go to my prom. I didn't meet him until the day we chose our prom flowers. We went together and he wanted to kiss me at prom, but your girl wasn't interested. I mean, it did get the school talking though. A man scammed me at Target. I was shopping at Target when a man came up to me and asked if I had $1. I didn't have any cash, but he asked if I could use my card to buy food for him and his kid. So I paid for a couple of his things and we both left, but the Target security stopped me at the door. The Target security guard told me the man doesn't even have any kids and he comes in here and does this all the time. A creepy man followed me into the girls' bathroom. I went alone to my local park to film a TikTok a couple years back. As soon as I get there and start filming, I see a creepy man sitting on a bench and staring at me. I moved at least 3 times and he followed me every single time. This is when I decided to leave. I first had to go to the bathroom, but when I was using it, I saw his feet at the bottom of my stall. I yelled to him that I was going to call the police and he didn't move until I called 911 and put them on speaker. The operator stayed on the phone until I made it to my car. I got hit by a car and they drove off. I used to walk everywhere when I was crossing the street to go to Target. I seen clear, so I started crossing and then a truck started backing up. I didn't see it at first, but when I did, it was already pushing me from the sidewalk into the road. The actual back of this truck was touching my shoulder right here, so I beat it with my fist. Whoever was driving drove off. I have no idea if they know they hit me. I threw my new phone at my mom because I was mad. I just got a new phone this day and my mom was making me really mad. She kept coming in and asking me to clean my room, and one of the times she came in was her last. My phone cracked on the ground and she refused to buy me a new one. I mean, at least it didn't hit her though. I got in trouble for a fight. My sophomore year, not everyone at my school got along, including the staff. But I guess it was worse than I thought. I was walking to class with earphones in as per usual when a couple of my classmates burst out into a fight. There was hair pulling and punches, so I started recording. A staff member came up from behind me and threatened to suspend me if I don't delete the footage instead of stopping the fight. I deleted it and still got detention. This is where my trust issues started.